Welcome, everybody. We appreciate you guys getting here and hanging out with us as we begin our journey on a Friday night.
New Music Fridays.
New Music Fridays, guys. It feels good to be back. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this, good and bad. I've heard verbally from several people that do like it, and online it's getting trashed a lot.
See, I've
We'll see
only
what
heard
happens.
compliments about it.
I was picky with their older stuff, but it did grow on me heavily. So
Let's give this a listen, and when it's done, you will give your thoughts first.
okay. So that's the full song. It's an interesting mix. I like it, but I can see why it's also disliked, like specifically from certain genre purists, you know what I mean?
So
Because this is almost more R&B and pop than it is metal. Like they just utilize a lot of metal instruments doing those kinds of things, which is interesting to see.
Yeah.
And I do like it. But I could see why people like in metal would be like, this isn't metal. You know what I mean?
definitely, I mean, if you try to go into a song expecting one genre and it
Yeah.
comes out another, you're going to judge it
Because
differently.
there were parts of this that I'm gonna get.
Just be open. Spit it out.
I felt like it's like metal Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the way the vocals were kind of like rolling, and like I did like the hypnotizing of the whole vibe, because otherwise, without that hypno feel, it's super repetitive. So I really did enjoy that. It kind of like put me in this like weird trance where I'm just like enjoying the instruments. You know what I mean? Solely. Well, not solely, because his vocals were good, but I mean, also I feel like they're manufactured a little bit, quite a bit. Like they're very polished and like placed into the sound, if that makes
As
sense.
far as vocals go, or the
Vocals-
instruments, or the band in general?
No. The vocals here, I feel like they blend into the background, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So like they're there, but he almost brings more of a melody with it. Except when he's repeating, then it was almost like hypnotizing. So I was like, I was fine with it. Yeah. What were your thoughts on the song?
So I have heard this before.
Yes, you have. Yep.
And when I first listened to it,
How dare you?
I enjoyed it. It was intriguing. It didn't stick with me the first time, but I definitely wanted to go back and listen to it again. So I actually heard it for the first time driving into my work, and then I listened to it a second time driving home from my work. And ever since then, I think that was like 2 days after it came out. I've been listening to it every day since. It's been stuck in my head, and I've actually been enjoying it more and more. And every time I go back and listen to it, I'll hear bits and pieces of it I haven't heard before, and I just appreciate it more and more. And I feel like even though the song itself is repetitive when it comes to the verses, the bridge, and the chorus, every single time that each section comes on, they add more to it. So they add more instruments, more guitar,
Yes, they
more
stack
drums.
it.
The drums will get more complex as the song progresses. And even the lyrics, I noticed with the two verses where he's sort of spitting this R&B flow.
Yeah. That was
badassery
actually
kinda-
the only thing I wasn't a huge fan of.
I love that part.
Because I it's so common right now where like alt metal is just like, or not metal, just in general, like alt rock, it's like all these like corny ass rappers that can't actually rap and they're just doing it over a beat. So it's so common right now. But I feel like in the way he did it, it had more of an element, almost, if you will, weekendish flow.
Okay.
Like if you're thinking like the comparison, like if you take Weekend and just convert him to metal, that's what I got here actually.
Well,
In a good way.
as far as those sections of the song go, I felt like lyrical wise, the first verse was just average. Nothing really popped out. The second verse, when he went forward with that same style, his vocals did punch with more fervor. The words he used also seemed more powerful, maybe esoteric or cryptic in a way.
Well, that's the interesting thing about Sleep Token in general. His vocals, they just kind of create this sound. It's like symphonic metal where it just like raptures into the sound. Like it becomes part of the soundscape, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's interesting about it. So I wasn't picking up a whole lot of lyrics from it, if you, because it was just like the merging of all these different elements.
I
But I
agree with
Yeah.
you, especially on the part where he says, "Come and wrap your arms around me," or something similar to that. It was definitely woven into the musical aspect itself and the instruments.
Yeah.
And it did not bother me that it was repetitive.
So what do you rate this? Because yours is going to be way higher than mine. Yours is going to be out of proportion.
For me, this is a 10 out of 10
yeah,
song.
right there it is. It's an okay song. It's solid, definitely. I'm going to go with a flat 7. It's going to go listen, and it's going to get a like. That's right there.
Honestly, that's better than I expected from you.
And here's why. I think it's strictly, I feel like, kind of due to the rap thing. I wasn't a huge fan of that because I'm also like kind of over that whole Falling in Reverse does it, but this was done in a really vibey way. Just not a big fan of that mixture right now. I do think a lot of the stuff that they pulled from other genres was super simplistic to layer over the metal. It was the layering of all of these things that made it feel so complex.
So there is one thing I noticed too in the song. How right between the verse and the chorus they go woo whoop like that.
yeah,
like, I never really heard that before in music.
Yeah, there's some random shit in there. I like it. Yeah.
But a week or so, I was listening to some like R&B-ish, like sexy time music, you know, and
It says sexy time,
and it was very chill. But I heard them doing that same stuff and that sort of music.
No, that's what I said. The stuff that they are kind of mixing into it isn't all that complex. Obviously, the key thing is he made it sound really good.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's like a mind-blowing song. I think this is a great song, but I feel like it's more of a vibey thing for me. Like where I'm throwing it on the background, just like in the background, like, oh shit, like the flow, the ebbs and flow of the song are really cool. How about that?
I'd be vibing in my car, driving to it, just singing along.
Oh yeah, a nighttime song, like or in summer even. Fuck it. I mean, put those down. Yeah, whatever.
See the sunrise rising to my left while I'm just.
I'm not metal in the morning.
Metal in the morning.
Metal in the morning. Damn, I was doing that shit in the teenage years. I don't know if I
Let your energy rise with the sun.
What sun? That's my question.
There's a sunrise in the morning.
Not when there's metal. Not when you listen to metal. You know, there's no fucking sunrise. It's a black sun.
Does it scare the sun away?
It's a black sun.
Black hole sun.
That's a wrap on our
week.
first song.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a reaction to the song Bloodsport by the band
It just fell off.
Tropical Fuckstorm. The song is coming in at 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
And there's monsters on the cover. It reminded me weirdly at first glance, obviously glance, and I'm saying glance, where the wild things.
You sure that someone else didn't give you that idea?
I don't think so. It's just maybe Monsters Inc. on first glance.
You know, I said that, right?
Did you? Yeah. I was attacked by the fucking dog, dude. I was so preoccupied. That's probably why you and damn, I stole his joke right in front of God and everybody.
It wasn't even a joke.
It wasn't.
It was
just
an
an intro point, dude. Yeah. Damn it, dude. Creepy pasta, Sesame Street. Yes.
Creepy pasta, Sesame Street.
Yes.
Remember the song Sinsemia Street or the skit? It was like Kermit the Frog who was like smoking a bong. He was like, "We're gonna." You ever hear that back in the day?
No, bro. What?
Yeah.
He was just
He's like,
smoking.
"Oh, I'm too stoned. I can't think of what to say." The letter of the day is.
No,
joy.
I've never heard of that even. That's ridiculous.
That was like 2010, maybe.
Embarrassing. It
was everywhere.
You, Spider. So
Embarrassing.
Damn it.
I'm just
So
talking about history.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably that I haven't seen it. Let's do this shit.
All right.
Quit.
Everybody unbuckle your seatbelts, step off of the ride, and make sure to tip your waitress.
I love chats. My ears are moist, but my head hurts. That's so true. Yeah, that was wild. It was basically make a melody out of all the places where the notes shouldn't be.
That's a really good description. I was thinking of a jazz marching band falling down an endless basement staircase, just tumbling, but somehow finding a comfy spot to lay down in the middle of it all as it falls.
Okay. Holy shit, that was an experience.
I think I liked it, though.
That was wild.
I felt like it was definitely some kind of like progressive jazz rock.
The more you listen to it, the better it got, honestly. Because at first I was like, turn this off. Why? What does this happen? What is this? What is this fucking wizardry? By the end, I was like, this is normal. This is normal.
It had a really driving groove as well.
It did.
And her voice was almost like a swing type of voice.
This
I could see her in like a golden short dress, just like, ooh.
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh, ooh. She like
the
very,
Vegas style.
Yeah, but the band behind them were just
Way too
playing
excited
whatever
about that.
found fun. They're like, oh, this sounds like a fun. I'm just having fun with it, and they're just all having fun.
So right now it has an 80 overall rating wise, which is going to be a lot higher than where I am personally. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I think this is probably going to sit around a flat 6. I liked it. It was weird. I don't know if I want to hear it again though. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to go in a playlist. Tropical Fuck Storm. It was a fuck storm.
I wouldn't be surprised if this song got stuck in my head.
The cover is what my brain felt like listening to this song. So what's your rating for this song? Did you give one?
I did not give one yet.
Well, send it, dude. What are you doing?
7.2.
Holy
I'm gonna go back here and listen to this again.
So it made a playlist for you.
Yes,
There you guys have it. Tropical Fuck Storm, Bloodsport. Shout out to them.
that was fun.
That was fun, dude.
Now it's up to you to pick a song.
Oh, I get to pick one?
Or unless someone in the chat has a song they want to.
I'm thinking we're going to do this one. They're going to fucking roast me, and I don't give a shit. Chapel Roan, baby. It's my girl. Guys,
Let's begin.
everything you've wanted. It's right here, right now. Chappelle Roan, The Giver, official lyric video. And look at that. We got a little nostalgia VHS style going.
VHS
VHS
our
camcorder.
Menu. We get to choose between To Be Yours, Read to Make Out, Good Luck Babe, The Giver, The Subway. Oh, these are all song names. I feel it. I'm ready. Let's go.
That's a lot. Let's do it.
There's the camera. Were you expecting country?
No. That was painful, dude. I didn't expect that at all. Why? Like, okay, so first off, it was in like a Shania Twain-esque vibe. So I was like, I'm all right with that. You know, like personally it wasn't bad. But then he brought in the dude, and like, I'm
Your
like, come on,
face
you lean, wait.
so
Oh, it's horrible.
I didn't think it was that bad considering what
Just
it was.
his part.
Just his part?
Just his part. I was very upset with it.
Yes, job done.
Just get the fuck out of here, country guy that wants to be country. It's not country. This is very high. This is exactly what it felt like, though. Like it was like somebody dressing up.
Yeah.
It honestly doesn't feel any different than most country music out there.
Well, exactly. It reminded me of country pop from the 2000s that you would hear both on pop radio
Late
and country
90s,
radio.
2000s,
Which
100%.
She was based on the video. She was obviously going for a nostalgic vibe as well.
Right.
I think she hit it right on the head.
Yeah, no, I think she did. Yeah,
Sure.
it sounded like something new that checked all those boxes, made you feel nostalgic. It's just particularly so many people have been leaning into the country sound thing where they just want to throw it in, especially like in metal and rock. And I was just like, no, I don't want to see more of this.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it still was above a mid song for me.
The chorus is very catchy, which you need in a pop song. I saw it more as a novelty song, like a satire song.
Yeah, like a fun song it's a fun single. She just dropped an album. I mean,
Yeah, so she's just experimenting with new sounds.
yeah, she
putting new
dropped a
songs
few
out.
tracks here and there. You know what I mean? Just having some fun. What are you rating this though?
Sitting at a 6.8. It was
6.8. Okay.
very entertaining for what it was.
I'm at a 6.5.
Don't believe I would go back and listen to it again, though.
I think I wouldn't mind hearing it, but in the context of re-listening to like the album when it drops.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to be one that I go back to just because I grew up in this time. There's already a shit ton of bangers that kind of sound something along these lines. And I do like that it kind of pays tribute to that time. I think 6.5 is where I'm probably going to sit with it.
I think it was kind of cool, though, how she kind of ventured out and did something out of her norm, too, even if it is something everyone's doing, made it work.
Yeah, I mean, it's pop. Realistically, I feel like pop music in general, you kind of have a lot of like, you roll with the hype. You roll with the trends. Not that a good pop artist does it, but a lot of them do.
Well, they know it sells.
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's 100%,
when it comes
dude.
down to pop, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the album cover.
Holy shit. Literally. Holy cow. Well, I shouldn't say, Jesus. Apologies to all the religious people. I didn't mean it like that. But it does say holy shit. That's the King James version. righty. Pieces of that did not feel like they fit
Pieces?
at times. Yeah. There was just some weird like stuff that kind of
Just some pieces.
exactly.
Yeah. When did this song come out? It sounds like 2008, 2009-ish.
I could see that. Let's see if he's right. 2011.
2 years away.
Like with punk music, typically obviously is not your style. Is it because of the drums? Like is that
No.
it's not the reason at all? I was just curious if it was because
think
I know
it's-
you played the drums a lot.
I think it has always been the angsty vocals that I can never find myself relating to, or just
Or
the
the DIY feel.
pure punching energy I could never relate to.
Yeah, this is obviously more punk rock than it is punk.
Yeah,
right?
I
but
would
it's
definitely say this is musically what a lot of emo punk rock bands sounded like back in the 2000s. The guitars and the drums were definitely familiar, which I did like how they were rhythmic with their guitars and drums instead of just following just a steady rhythm the whole way through. Melody of the song goes, typically singers with more gravelly voices such as that I don't find too enjoyable, but in this case I actually enjoyed it. Very melodic and just fun and sounded familiar. Just the sound of it all.
I love the build of this whole
Which
thing.
Loved the intro. It was like a minute-long intro, but it was very enjoyable to listen to.
It was.
as well.
It was funny because after the intro,
Yeah.
when it hit and it was like clearly punk rock, I felt like it was like you got dumped into a dumpster. You're like, God damn it. I didn't see this coming, dude. Like, what the fuck is this? That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, it's a punk song.
It did have to rebuild again after that, but
It did, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It
It was a fun ride, especially for 3 minutes. I liked that it was all kind of broken up that way. But I really liked the build of this one. Like, I liked where it just kind of, like, after, like you said, it dropped off there after that intro, and it had to rebuild. But I really liked
said
that
it,
it did
not
that.
me, man.
Actually, you did say that.
We both agreed.
I agreed, for sure.
But what do you rate the song? That's the real question.
I know. I'm trying to delay because I don't know.
I can answer if you
go.
don't feel comfortable doing it. This is a 7.1 in my book.
7.1. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I should have gone first. For sure.
Oh.
I think this is probably like a 6.5, but I still
not
think
that
it's
much lower.
No, but it's lower by Chuck's book. This is all kinds of messed up. Like we are supposed to go in order. Now, let me ask you something. Is it hard filling his shoes? Obviously, you got to shrink the.
Well, yeah, because my feet smell bad after taking back off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
From where his feet
He
were?
doesn't put powder in that.
Yeah, so he just
You
kind
know.
of rank right.
Yeah,
where
he
his
wears.
feet sit.
He goes barefoot. You know how his feet are. Doesn't this album cover remind you of that movie Almost Famous?
I didn't. I don't know if I've actually seen that movie.
I don't think I have either.
Okay. All right.
Let's get into drum. Nice fade out.
It was a nice fade out. I mean, that was pretty typical Bryce Vine, in my opinion. I feel like he's the kind of guy you could just throw on in the summer when you're out, and like it's just gonna hit. He's got a good vibe. He's got a good vibe about him.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really chill. I liked the falsetto, maybe female vocals.
I did enjoy that too.
It was a nice vibe. It reminded me of Pow Fu with Beeba Doobie, Coffee for Your
Yeah.
Head, in a good way. I did
Currently.
like the wordplay. I went early and I overcame.
Yeah, I did think like he was rather witty with it for how like I feel like he didn't honestly need to be for how hypnotic the song already was. Like it didn't have to be super, but it was just a nice addition. I might not be super struck, but it's also not a bad song. It's right in that middle ground for me.
So what would you rate it?
I'm gonna go with a flat 6. It's going on a playlist.
I'm going to go with a 6.4.
That's actually higher than I expected
It's
from
going
you.
in
I don't know
playlist.
why. It
Nice pick.
was a good one. It was a good vibe. I haven't actually picked
Please
one yet.
pick. Go ahead.
It's just crazy. I just realized.
It's your show. I think you should pick whatever your heart yearns for the most.
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I was going to say.
Shit, no.
The song is 8.6 Blackout.
God
From
damn
the album 8.6 Blackout.
And it is rated.
8.7.
There we go. All right, just to make
And
clear.
we are 2.0 boys with 1.0 brain cell.
Nailed it. Let's dive in, dude.
Like a sleeping bag.
Poor Chad has to sit through all this shenanigans. So obviously what Aaron just went through, you guys just saw he found Satan for the first time. Because that's metal. So it's the opposite.
Is that what
You were like, it's like you found God, but it just, hey, you know, it's metal. So like, this is what I was telling
especially
you.
the
Yeah. So you can really tell when a song is like, when experimental songs, when you're like listening through it, you're like, holy shit. The stuff that they made pop in these headphones. I'm like, I wonder if my car would catch any of this. But I'm glad that this band, it held up to what I have heard from them previously. Listen to their EP, which was extremely highly rated from me. The Poetic Edda. So good. It felt like you were on a journey. And they're keeping it up here. This was really cool. There was parts of it where you're like, this is too heavy. I'm not really interested. And then they just blast you in the ears with the switches and the change ups. And you're like, this is kind of sweet.
So I have a lot to say.
Go for it. I'll let you. I got my excitement out of the way.
At the beginning, I was being visual, and I could sense something was coming. Something big was coming. At a certain point, you hear the boom, 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 like building up, and I was just imagining fists just digging to the ground, like something running in all fours on fists running, and I imagined the Hulk. When I heard the high-pitched screams at the beginning, like, yeah! I imagined Smeagol. So I imagined I had this vision going through my head
Hawk
that the
and
Hulk
Smeagol?
was chasing Smeagol, and that the higher screams was Smeagol, and the lower screams was the Hulk yelling at him, like, rah, rah, rah.
You got sonic energy from it. No, okay. Or like,
And then during all the chaotic
story.
instrumentals, it was them just tumbling and fighting and blah, 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 blah. And then when the one part of the song stopped and it went, oh,
the symphony?
They fell into the Balrog.
oh,
layer.
yeah. Okay. Crazy bastard.
At a certain point, it went from chaos to beauty. The devil turned
did.
out to be God himself or herself.
Oh.
And I was just really impressed with the production value of that. Was just
it's
incredible,
gorgeous.
and all the
As gorgeous as it
symphony,
can
the
be.
choirs that they added, everything was just super impressive and amazing. And that was not a look of horror; that was a look of amazement and impressiveness. Actually,
That's why I was like, this could be either really a bad time for us to be listening to this or a really good time. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I would listen to it again or if I would listen to it again. Not that often, but I was just really impressed with the musicianship and just putting everything together
Merged
in
it
this
all.
creative math metal masterpiece.
I was really hoping for another shotgun, like at the end
was
there before
so
the
intense.
breakdown. Like you
Oh
have a
my
gun
gosh.
on the cover. You have to do it more than once.
Do they?
Yeah.
I actually love that song. That was a
No,
really
I agree.
good
I agree.
song.
Ratings.
You go first.
God damn it, Aaron. I'm gonna go with an 8.5. This isn't gonna go a playlist. It's gotta go. Like I really enjoyed it.
8.9.
Damn.
I'm going to listen to this again sometime.
Yeah.
Not that often, but that was
Just
a
get a
really
different-
good experience. Within the first minute of the song, I did not expect it to be, but it changed.
Yeah, because you were like, "What the?"
I was not expecting that kind of music either.
I
was
know.
expecting punk.
I threw one on you, dude. So good. We have a request from Chuck. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
What was that?
Hold on there. He's taking shots at Drake all over the fucking place. He said wheelchair Jimmy. If you guys remember in Degrassi,
Oh my
he
gosh.
played Jimmy in fucking Degrassi.
I did not catch any of those Drake references.
Yeah, and then he said the Wa Gwen Delilah, like he just did a song after the beef that was like probably the worst thing you've ever heard in your life, dude. I feel like taking straight shots at Drake, I imagine. Like, or at least
I was not expecting that genre. I never heard that.
really.
Artist
Oh,
before.
they're very, very, very popular. It's like underground hip hop. Very like I love how they like
Reminds me of like Rage Against the Machine, sort of. But
they
more-
threw in so much metal shit in this one, which was kind
Is
of
that
cool.
not normal for them?
Off of this album, at least, yeah. I don't know about their stuff before that, to be honest with you. I've only listened to this newer album. But no, like this in general, like I liked his energy throughout this. Was a lot of fun. The elements that he just kept throwing in there reminded me of what we were talking about with that, what we liked about the first track we listened to.
Sleep Token.
Sleep Token. You know how they just kept piling shit on it?
Yeah.
And making it work?
Yeah, when that guitar started coming in full force, like, whoa, what? is
Yeah,
this?
like half the
it's
stuff you're
working.
like, this shouldn't just work getting thrown into the mix, but it's the way he's sending it. It just worked really well. And this is a bonus song on this album.
Really?
This isn't a single or
Okay.
anything. This is just an extra.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was really
I wasn't
solid.
expecting anything.
So I'll let you rate first because that is not your style.
Okay, I'm probably not going to listen to it again, but I
He said I'm
enjoyed
probably not going to listen to it
but
again.
I enjoyed it. I'm going to give that song
that's a current
5.9.
5.9. Golly.
Yes.
I'm going with a 7.5 for sure. Going in a playlist. I liked it, though it was interesting because it didn't have a lot of bass to it, which was weird. You know, it felt kind of like if you listen to it, like it just didn't have like a hit. There's no like bass. Like that guitar is just there, but it's not like your typical rap song.
I know what you mean. There's a lot more treble in the song than there is bass.
Yeah, that's better.
I'd rather be all about that bass.
I agree.
No treble.
The rest of the album definitely hits those notes. I feel like I'm a big fan. That's gonna go on a playlist for sure. We have a Patreon pick, guys. Aaron picked it out of the list. He said this is the one we're listening to.
I'm calling it.
It was calling to him, and for some reason that makes me more worried about it. But I'm not sure.
And I know nothing about this at all.
He just said, "Oh, it's a flower." So
it was actually
I like flowers.
Title Ouija Me that pulled me in, like, oh, Ouija, like a Ouija board. The band name is Communique, and the E has a little at the end of it.
Yeah.
But first, I would love to smell the essence of the song.
Let's get into it. Why did that feel so much longer than 3 minutes?
I actually did.
Didn't it?
Yeah, it kept growing to me the more and more it went.
No, I mean, it was pleasant sound for sure. I like that little keyboard thing that made it feel like a little bit more out of the ordinary.
So at first, they reminded me of a band called Jukebox the Ghost because they have keyboard, they have two singers.
I remember that band, yeah.
And the one singer reminded me of that. But then in the chorus, they have a very heavy sound that sounds like it's influenced from Taking Back Sunday. Very similar, especially with the backing vocals. Especially like 2000s Taking Back Sunday, maybe. This song, musically, it's very simple. Just steady chords and rhythms.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a turn off. Okay. Other times it works. And in this case, I feel like it works. The energy they provide between just the music and the singer's charisma, and I feel like they definitely pull out the happy energy.
It did have kind of a nice like, positive tempo.
You know how to use just the chords and steady tempo the right way. You can pull out a feeling and emotion that makes you connect with the song in a very happy way.
Yeah.
And especially having a very charismatic vocalist like that, I don't know if I would come back and listen to the song again. Maybe not. Time will tell. I would be interested in seeing this band perform live because I feel like they would have a very
interesting,
good presence and atmosphere seeing them live.
Well, let's say I think the vibe for me, this is a really nice, not to be oversimplistic after what you just said, but like the vibe was good and the keyboard made it pop a little bit more. Like whereas like the rest of the song kind of felt it's something that maybe I've heard before or something familiar at least. The keyboard really popped it out of that where it's like it added a nice layer of uniqueness to kind of jar
100%.
Jar you out of that feel. So that was pleasant for sure.
This one is
I think he's gonna go first.
7.4 for me.
Oh shit! I thought it was gonna be way lower. The way you were talking felt like you were. Damn it! Judging off his tone, I thought it was gonna. Damn it! He was way higher than I am. Son of a bitch.
To be fair,
69. Parts of that song look like you were pooping. You were like this. It looked like you were sad.
I was paying attention.
It looked like you were sad and you were pooping. So,
really?
Dude, both things at once. I was like, okay.
Make that a GIF then.
I'm going to. This is the song. This is the face he makes when he likes something.
That was me zoning into the music itself. I wasn't focused on anything else except for the vocals.
Dude, and you hit him with the poop face. I love it.
You've not seen my poop face.
That's the stank. It's like, you're like, oh, that's good. Like when it hits, oh, yeah. You know
but that wasn't the face I was making.
No, but that's a new one, apparently. You're creating your own thing.
Never seen me poop, though. We can agree on that, right?
Well, yeah. No.
Okay. Just I
don't even want to joke about it. Just over there watching them. Fuck, dude. And we're going to check out some Cat Bite Die in Denver. Shall we?
Let's get started. Lots
of repetition here, and that's I think the only negative for me.
Do you think the drummer felt left out. He was the only one without ice skates.
I actually didn't even notice that.
He was sitting down, so he didn't need them.
Yeah.
Only one. He looked bummed out. I think that's why.
I think he probably was a little sad. Like, there's only so much this music can do for you to raise your spirits when you don't have ice skates on.
That was a very interesting music video, though.
No, it was just
Very,
crazy.
very creative.
It definitely added to it for me.
But it's definitely one of those situations where you're like, I have a crazy idea. Let's do this for a music video. Like,
Yes.
that's crazy. I don't know if that'll work, but then they actually follow through with it.
Yeah, honestly, it reminds me of the Jeff Rosenstock. He does this a lot with his videos, like random ass shit where you're like, he's singing and suddenly the crowd's tearing him apart and he has fucking tacos in his
I
inside.
remember that.
You know what I mean?
That was
Like
insane.
sometimes he just has the most randomest things that happen. You're like, okay, this is working somehow, but why? How did we even get here? That's where I felt a little bit like with this song, but it was a blast.
It was fun.
Repetition was the biggest meh for me, but I mean, again, I think it's all about how fun this was. It was a ride that Keyboard was putting in fucking work, and I love her voice as well. So
What was the rating on that one?
I don't know, dude. I haven't
Don't
got
know.
to that
It's
part.
up
What
to
do
you.
you're gonna be lower than me.
I think it was a fun song, but it's one I would soon forget about. Music video was entertaining.
It's fair.
The song itself, I would put as a 5.5.
Yep.
The video, 7.8.
I am going to go with a 6.3 here. Enjoyable. Again, this is going to be one of those songs that when it comes on, occasionally I'm going to be jamming to it. It's probably not something I'm going to listen to a lot of just because of the repetition there, but that's, again, not a big deal. My kids are going to love this. I get to see them live again at Ska Fest this year. Well, shout out to Catbite. Let's drop this link in chat. So if you would do me a favor and give them a likey if you enjoyed it, give a follow, all that good stuff, obviously. All right, so let's jump on into the Sad Alex song. I'm gonna be 500 miles. Got to cover. Let's check this song out.
Okay.
That was probably the worst cover we've heard this year.
It missed its mark.
It's so weird because it's like, it's pretty elegant and like you'd think that it would work in some, but it was so stretched out.
I remember there was an artist on the show, The Masked Singer, who did softer, slow down cover of this song. I do remember enjoying the slow down version I heard. This one, I was enjoying it during the first verse. Once the chorus hit, I felt like she was out of tune on certain notes. Even though the next chorus sounded a little bit better,
It did. There was definitely parts that felt out of tune.
Pin this against her because it's
a
not
cover.
her fault. But I feel like she doesn't have the voice to do this song in a soft way. And I feel like the chorus almost has to be sung in almost a falsetto to sound good soft. And some of the instruments they used in the background made it sound too much like a child's nursery rhyme,
Yeah.
bedtime
No,
nursery
100%.
rhyme.
Yeah. I actually think the beef I have majorly is due to the instrumental. It was offbeat at times, but weirdly, like it tried to force itself into being like this child's, like you said, like a nursery rhyme feel, not nursery rhyme, but
Like either like a lo-fi or like a
yeah.
music box.
it just felt very forced upon it, and it just did not merge well with the original song at all.
I think it would be so much better in a live, intimate setting with just an acoustic guitar and just singing in a softer falsetto voice in the chorus than normal voice.
I'd
in the
still
verse.
probably listen to the original, to be honest. If we're talking going up to the street corner and seeing somebody play the guitar, that's fine. But like, I think listening wise, I'd prefer definitely just the OG compared to this, or an acoustic cover probably.
This one's a miss for me, dog. It's a 2.4.
This is a flat 2. No
we're lower than
playlist. Yeah, I mean it's all right. It's a cover.
But,
There's so many covers I hate. Like, let's be honest. Like, there are a lot of times, especially the more popular the original song is, the harder it is to cover. And it's been so long. There's so many other covers of that song. You need to be very unique, and you need to put a lot of passion to make it pop. And
That's
this,
such a good
unfortunately,
point,
this
Joel.
just didn't do it. This is the one. C418 dropped a new song, and I'm pretty excited for.
Have you heard C418 before?
You have too.
I have. What song?
Can't tell you.
Can't tell me?
I'm not going to tell you because I know you know it. You know it like guaranteed. If I played the song, you would go, "Fuck yeah, I know this song." Not in an expected way, so that's the best part.
Okay.
But we have a new song. Here's what we'll do for fun, just to blow Aaron's mind here. What I'm going to do here for fun, we're going to play this song. We'll tell you what we think of this song, and then comes the mind blowing part where I come back around and I go, "This is how you know the band."
Oh boy.
Let's do it.
It's intriguing.
So, are you excited?
I want to say I'm excited.
No,
It
I'm sorry.
was intriguing.
Okay.
I don't think I've listened to that kind of genre before. Definitely was not expecting that, but it
That's fair.
was colorful and upbeat.
It definitely had a looping
fun.
quality for sure, right? You know, it
Sounds like something that could be made all on one keyboard and then just looping it
Yeah,
over.
sure.
And that's always been fun. Just do a beat and do something over it,
absolutely.
you know?
I love the xylophone. Was that a xylophone?
Like bells or xylophone. Maybe?
Yeah. I love that. This is a casual background song for sure. Like when you're just
Definitely.
chilling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like personally, the reveal part's going to be the most fun of it for me.
Oh,
so I
okay.
can't wait for that. So what are you going to rate this one? This
It was a 5.7.
yeah, I think it's like top high
It
fives,
was
low sixes for sure.
nice, but
Pleasant, but it was not something that you're yearning to go back to.
Yeah.
Per se, right?
I like the album cover.
Now, for fun's sake, are you down for some fun?
I'm always down for fun.
I want you to close your eyes so you can't see where we're going here.
Okay.
And I want you to think of your happy place, okay? This album by C418 is insanely awesome. It's a whole album, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I was about halfway through that song. I was like, this is not a reaction song. Like, this is not a song that I'm like, oh yeah. But you were loving it. You were feeling the drum beats and stuff that they were
But the
coming
song
out.
like that, I'm not usually going to try to get into. So I was trying to find the vibe and trying to appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah, no, you did. I enjoyed it for sure. It was again more about the
Reveal.
reveal there. That was a lot of fun. So thanks for letting me.
Hey, you're welcome. No, that was actually enjoyable.